Hello friends, I warmly welcome you all to my channel The Electrified. Today I will talk about power factor and its importance in electrical engineering. So let's get started. Power factor is the ratio of working power which is measured in kilowatt kW to the apparent power which is measured in kilovolt amperes kVA. Apparent power is known as demand power. It is the amount of power which is used to run a machinery or an equipment in a power plant. Here power factor is denoted by cos phi. Cos phi is the power factor and phi is the power factor angle. Power factor angle is defined as the difference of an angle between voltage waveform and a current waveform or of a sinusoidal curve. For the better understanding of power factor, I have taken an example of a packet of chips. Here I have taken a packet of chips in which it represents the relation of power factor with the power which is consumed or which is wasted in the form of heat. Here kilowatt is the total amount of chips loading the packet and kVAR is the space occupied by the packet which is useless. Likewise, in an equipment, kVAR is the useless reactive power that only increases the current and results in power losses. But kW is the useful power in watts. And if kVAR increases, it increases the apparent power kVA and it leads to power loss and lower efficiency. Generally, losses in an equipment or in the industry is due to this factor. So we have to overcome these losses by increasing the power factor. That we can say by reducing the power factor angle. The relation between power factor and power factor angle is vice versa. If we want to increase the power factor, we have to reduce the power factor angle. And if we increases the power factor angle, the power factor reduces. So to improve the efficiency, we have to increase the power factor. That is, we have to reduce the power factor angle. Now, the power factor angle varies from load to load. For example, if the circuit is purely resistive, there will be no phase angle difference between voltage and current. So, voltage is in phase with current. So, there will be no power factor angle. So, we can say power factor angle is 0. So, power factor is unity. But the circuit is inductive or a capacitive, then the phase angle is different. So, if the circuit is inductive, then current lags the voltage by 90 degree. If the circuit is capacitive, then current leads the voltage by an angle 90 degree. But if the circuit consists of a resistor and a capacitor, then current leads the voltage by some angle. And if it is the circuit of resistance with inductor, then voltage will lead the current by some angle. Note that for a purely inductive circuit or a purely capacitive circuit, the power factor will be 0. With an improved power factor, the voltage drop in the conductor is reduced. By improving the voltage at the equipment side and the efficiency of the overall equipment increases. So, we are doing power factor improvement. Power factor improvement is an approach towards the leading power factor that is carried out in 3 different ways. First one is static capacitor. A static capacitor is a method to increase the power factor by connecting capacitor in parallel with the load. The capacitor are connected or housed in a star or a delta form and they are connected in parallel with the load. Capacitor neutralizes the lagging current by drawing the leading component of the current. So, it neutralizes all the lagging component of the kVAR component of the current by seeking the leading electrical current. Second method towards power factor improvement is synchronous condenser. What is synchronous condenser? It is nothing but an overexcited synchronous motor. When a synchronous motor is overexcited, then it converts itself into a synchronous condenser. Now, transformers, induction motors and power plant will draw the lagging kVAR component. The synchronous condenser will draw leading current and it neutralizes all the lagging current of an equipment or a plant. This way how it helps to improve the power factor. The third and most efficient power factor improvement method is phase advancer. Phase advancer is an AC exciter. Generally, when a motor draws the current, it draws only lagging current from the supply. through the stator. Okay, now when a AC exciter is connected to the motor, the exciter will draw leading current, and that it supplies to the stator of that motor. So the motor will draw leading current, and it improves the power factor of the machine. Now let's have a look on some MCQs. Question number 1. What is the maximum value of a power factor? Option A 0.1, option B 0.95, option C 1, or option D 0.89. The right option is option C 1. In a resistive load, a power factor is always unity. So the right answer is option C 1. Question 2. Low power factor is usually not due to option A discharge lamp, option B arc lamps, option C incandescent lamps, or option D induction furnace. The right option is incandescent lamps, option C. Question number 3. The most suitable location of power factor improvement is near option A near the connected load, option B at the sending end side of the power supply, option C near the receiving end side, or option D both option A and option C. The right option is option D. Both A and C are one and the same. So the right option is option D. Question 4. What is the advantage of a static capacitor? Option A low losses, option B easy installation, option C lower maintenance, or option D all of the above. The right option is option D all of the above. All these are the advantages of a static capacitor. Question 5. Which of these is an advantage of a synchronous condensers? Option A helps in achieving stepless control of power factor. Option B the motor windings have lower thermal levelity. Option C the maintenance cost is low. Or option D none of the above. The right option is option A helps in achieving stepless control of power factor. Question 6. Which of the following is not due to power factor? Option A voltage dips in the circuit, option B insulation failure, option C increase in losses, or option D poor voltage regulations. So the right option is option B. Due to power factor, the insulation is not affected. So the right option is option B insulation failure. So rest of the three options are affected due to lower power factor. Question 7. In a highly capacitive circuit, actual power is option A equal to reactive power, option B equal to apparent power, option C larger than reactive power, or option D lesser than reactive power. The right option is option D lesser than reactive power. In a purely or highly capacitive circuit, actual power is always less than a reactive power. Question 8. The power factor in the circuit in which high magnetizing current flowing is option A unity power factor, option B high power factor, option C low power factor. Here the question is magnetizing current. So when low power factor exists in the induction type of motors or any other equipments, then there will be always high magnetizing current. So that results in low power factor. So answer is C, low power factor. The power factor of the circuit which possesses high magnetizing current, its power factor will be always less. Option C is the right answer. Question 9. The Q factor of the circuit is always dash to the power factor of the circuit. Here the Q factor is always inverse to the power factor of the circuit. So the answer is option A, inverse. Question 10. An inductor in a circuit will have lagging power factor. Option A true or option B false. Here there is a tricky question. Here inductor can be also operated in DC circuit. So if it is operated in a DC circuit, then inductor will be short circuited. So there will be no power factor. Power factor will be 0. Here the right option for the question number 10, an inductor in a circuit will have lagging power factor, is option B false. Okay, thank you friends. If you like my video, then please like, share and subscribe. I hope you like the video. Thank you.